So, hi there everybody, my name is Ken, K3NB, and Ken Bukala, and I'm going to be reviewing Naruto Gaiden chapter 700 plus 9, or 709. I don't know why I haven't gone through with doing this before. I actually made a reaction video for 701, but I never really uploaded it. But I have this habit every week of avoiding spoilers because I don't know, I don't really like spoilers. I want to feel when the chapter actually happens, and so I thought, oh, that's just perfect in case I want to do reviews. But then I thought about doing it, but I never got to doing it until now. So this week there's so much to talk about. Chapter 709 is really exciting. So 709, the first page, starts off with where we left Shin and Sakura. They're of course in the laboratory, and Shin gathers this bunch of blades into his arm because he can control weapons. Is what Naruto mentioned a few chapters back. I'm really sorry about the chickens, guys. Apparently there are a lot here. So Naruto mentioned in previous chapters when he was stabbed that the ability of Shin could be that he can control weapons, and here we see him gathering these sort of blades, countless innumerable blades into his arm, and he is looking like he's in the middle of he's about to have a fight with Sakura. Oh shit. Hey guys, sorry I had to move places because the device I was using got low of battery, so I had to switch places so I can use something else while it's charging. So we'll go by this panel by panel, hopefully, and I'll give you my review overall, because I've read this already a few hours back when it first came out. I always count down the days, 7 more days, and then a few more hours until the next chapter comes out, and then of course as soon as it comes out, it's reading time. First in Manga Panda before Manga Streams translations come out. But I want to review the Manga Streams translations because it's clearer, or rather more, how do you say that? It can, it's in some just better translations. So we had the first page, which was Sakura and Shin. Shin was getting up from the table where he was doing this whole speech the previous chapters about jeans, and it looks like things are about to get down and everything. So after that page, oh my gosh, why aren't you loading? Alright. After the page, it shows Susanoo flying through the skies, which from afar kind of looks like an eagle or a hawk, one of Sasuke's summons. Like, it has wings. That's so cool. And yeah, so we have Sarada who's looking at Sasuke, and then she's thinking about her mother, and I guess she's wondering about the whole deal with, Sasuke, and what's the relationship, what are they like with each other, because she's never seen them together. She's wondering if Sasuke cares or stuff like that. Flashbacks to that time when Sasuke said, oh, it's not your fault, you don't have to apologize, and when he defended his wife, saying, my wife has never been a pushover, or she's not weak, she can take care of herself. And so she's wondering, like, what does he really feel about Sakura, because with the whole question about who her mom is, which, she's thinking about Karin now, and like that woman, she's so conflicted. But of course Naruto saves the day, because Naruto, it's all about timing, and really, really convenient timings. He pats Sarada the shoulder, and Sarada looks up to him with this face that's like, she's sort of sad and she needs confirmation, and one look at the Hokage just brings her smile back on and reminds her about her purpose, about what he taught her, that right now she needs to be concentrating on saving Sakura, which is really her mother, which is her real mother. biologically or not, but I'm sure she is her mother, both biologically and psychologically. So she's trying to get herself, gather back her bearings, and concentrate on saving Sakura. That's what she says. She says that's what she needs to focus on. So Sasuke stops Susanoo over a bunch of like rock caves or something, and says that Naruto can pinpoint her location from there, maybe with this sage mode. And Naruto says, "Oh, she's on it." And when we go inside this weird cave, I don't. These structures, are they rocks? Are they like pillars inside caves or rocks? But it looks like the fight is already going underway, and there's quite the progress there. There are explosions and everything. Sakura versus Shin. She's holding her own, and like, damn girl, damn. And Shin is throwing this shuriken at her, made out of blades. But as he throws it towards her, there's this sudden intrusion of the Susanoo, a blade of Susanoo, which cuts his arm right in half there. And Sakura's like, what is that? And yeah, it just cut his arm in half and cut Shin's arm in half, and there's another big explosion. And all the Shins, what are they doing? They're just watching, or were they part of the fight before? I bet maybe they were. Sakura can hold her own against that, but I just want to see this animated. It'll so much more detail, and to see it in action. You know, action scenes are really cool in action because obviously they're action scenes. And so we have in this next page, we have Shin being like, what the hell was that? Being all confused, and suddenly, yeah, Susanoo just breaks his bones, which, again, everyone keeps on pointing out that this is like the second time Sasuke breaks the bones of the person that's trying to harm Sakura, which is a nod back in in the first part of Naruto, in the Chunin exam arc, when he woke up and Sakura her hair was cut, and she's like, who did this to you? And he broke the bones of that wind user guy. And so he just grabbed Shin right in his hand, and he's like, ah! And Sarada's like, Mom! And then Sasuke pulls out the blades, and then he does the Amaterasu. And I see a lot of people like pinpointing like Sasuke was using Amaterasu on these two blades. It seems to be a bit small, but I think that it might be because of the previous Naruto Gaiden chapters. Way back, on that chapter where Naruto was stabbed by the knife, and they figure out that, you know, he can manipulate weapons, and then Sasuke said that he can manipulate weapons that he marked. So perhaps he Amaterasu the weapon, he obliterated it out of oblivion, so that they won't come back anymore. They won't be a nuisance or won't do another sneak attack stabbing on them like they did with the sword in Naruto. Obviously, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. So he's being safe, and he's erasing that whole thing that's a danger that Shin might use against him again, because it's already marked and everything. So, and then Sakura's going like, honey, thanks, honey. And he's like, so you can heal the wound yourself now, right? Oh, it's just, they're having this moment, and it's rather cute, and it's just there's something about them, their moments that's just so serene. It's so serene and intimate, and Sarada sees them, the way he helps her, and that makes her smile a bit, and it's just so, it makes me happy for her. And it's like, oh, look at that, or something for you to be happy at, and for me to be happy with you about. And Naruto, we have Naruto complimenting Sasuke, and obviously it's like Sasuke is quite a force to be reckoned with his eye powers back, and obviously he compliments Sasuke because Naruto is Sasuke's rival, and obviously if his rival is strong, that means he's strong, because to be rivals you need to be somewhere in the same neck-to-neck strength. And Chocho with her usual comic relief. Ah, god damn it, why don't I get him as my dad? Why does Sarada get him? And everyone's getting tired. No, not everyone, but I hear a lot of people are getting tired of this antics of hers. Like, she keeps on doing the same thing again and again, but it's nice because she's providing comic relief with all the seriousness going on. We can at least look forward to a couple of smiles about her comments, so it is getting a bit repetitive. But I have a feeling like she's part of this whole journey of Sarada finding her father. Just to point out like how ridiculous it is that you see here Chocho, like she's like the perfect representation of Karui and Choji, and it just seems so ridiculous that she's going on this whole journey to find her actual parents when they're right there all along. They're her parents. Her parents are her parents. Big surprise. So I think it's sort of subtly, a subtle emphasis on how ridiculous, not quite ridiculous because obviously at this age they're all confused, they're trying to find themselves, but it's sort of a subtle emphasis on how silly it might be for Sarada to doubt her parents or to look for her parents when she is her mother and father's daughter all along. She's just Sakura and Sasuke's daughter. There's no mystery behind that. It's not Kareem's, she's just theirs, and I think Chocho is there to sort of emphasize the over dramaticness that they place. It's not even a word, dramaticness, that they place on that journey when the answer is just right at home or something like that. So we have fight scenes with Susano again, and then all the smaller shins are still hiding behind smashed pillars, I guess, and they've just been hiding behind pillars the last few panels, and I'm just wondering if, like, were they part of the original fight or what? And so Sasuke deactivates Susano, and all 5 of them jumps back down to the ground near where Shin lies, who had his arm cut, and your arms have been broken. Remember who was the last person Sasuke broke arms for because of Sakura? For Sakura. And so I remember a lot of people also asking about the Amaterasu, why is it the weapon that he used it on instead of, Shin? It would be much easier and the job would be done if you just did it on Shin. But the thing is, they needed Shin alive for the interrogation, and we already established that he did that to the weapons to ensure that he doesn't manipulate them into another sneak attack like they did with the sword stabbing Naruto. And so Shin is really very stubborn. It's like, they can't get me yet right now, so I'll have to sacrifice all these remaining Shins, these real clones that we made. But if I can use them as decoys so that I can get out of this, it's alright. So he's giving them this sign with this arrogant smirk, which backfires on him just the next panel after when they turn on him and stab him. And they're like, you taught us your ideals too well, because now you are decayed flesh. That is used, and your time is over, and we will keep evolving. Don't worry about it. So that is just ironic. So he's being a hypocrite, or is being double standards, because he's saying, how dare you, I am the original, damn it. Like, you were just talking about a few chapters back about genes being passed on from parent to child for the evolution of the betterment of human race, and now you're being stubborn about dying because are you the only exception? Maybe your ideals are fucked up, man, and they don't make sense because you're biased for yourself. And so Sakura, obviously, she saw this coming. She's like, she was wondering why something like this hadn't already happened, because obviously, with the other Shin clones being so maltreated that way, it's a wonder this didn't happen sooner. And Naruto's like, oh, there's a crap load of them. And then, yeah, so there are a lot. Like, the Akatsuki, the rebirth of the Shins is more than we originally thought they were, only to find out later that they have been making their own clones by themselves. It's like even the original Shin, or the father, didn't know where the others came from. But obviously, when these clones are not actually clones, they're not only clones, they're also real people with real thoughts, and so they have ideas too. They have their own free will, they have their own perceptions, they can make their own clones as well and decide for themselves, which they're now doing. They're deciding to turn on their father, kill their father or something. And so Chocho is just like, there's like a sea of them. I even see some chunky ones out there. Well, we'll leave those to you then, Chocho. And because there are some really deformed looking Shins that are not perfect carbon copy clones of the original Shins, the children. There are some really skinny ones, undernourished ones, and there's some really chubby ones. And so Sakura is like, maybe, they hit a few speed bumps while going through the cloning process, or something went wrong, because obviously they just went and cloned, maybe they were still practicing and there were a few, that happened. So Naruto does his Taju Kage Bunshin no Jutsu, and I hear a lot of people are complaining about this because they think it's nerfed, that they don't see anything new from Naruto right now. Like, this is an old thing, this is his signature move. The Shadow Clone Jutsu is his signature move. But the thing is, the Shadow Clone Jutsu, it's they're fighting kids. It's a situation. Even Sasuke only activated an arm. He didn't activate the whole Susanoo to take down this giant chubby Shin here child. Sasuke only did an arm. Naruto did Taju. They don't need to go all out. I mean, they're strong as fuck, and like, they're fighting against kids, and they don't see a reason to go all out yet. Who knows, maybe once the bigger threat appears, because I'm betting that this is just a gateway to the bigger threat, which is, I'm guessing, the main villain of Boruto the movie. Then, maybe then you'll see, like, Naruto's showcasing his real powers. He's been rusty, but he's getting back into the fight here. He's getting back into the familiar motions of combat. And sometime I have a feeling that he will be showing his powers soon and what he can do and his abilities. So yeah, Sasuke only brings up an arm or a fist, more likely, to punch the hell out of that giant chubby Shin. And then we have again the father Shin. Oh my gosh, this is getting confusing because Shin and baby Shins and father Shin, and let's just call him father Shin. So father Shin is using this distraction to think of a way to escape. So he's using this little Juby dog, this little puppy, this little small weird one-eyed cyclone Juby thing, Pokemon, that are behind the girls, and the girls are, they're watching these two gods, Sasuke and Naruto, these two hell of overpowered dudes take out this, go into combat with these kids. Oh, You see here in this panel that Naruto, I think this is the original Naruto, is just standing back while his shadow clones are doing the work. Like I said, they don't need to go all out. There's the Shins isn't powerful enough, or hasn't showcased anything yet to threaten them enough to exert their full power. So this is just, this is just small work for them. This is just enough for Naruto's clones, and he's just standing back, and it's just enough for a fist of Susanoo. Like, Sasuke didn't even activate the whole thing because the father Shin is already taken out and anything, and he's using this distraction by, he said, I see an opening, I'll need replacement organs. So he's using his puppy Jubi Pokemon thing. I have no idea what to call it, but I'm guessing this, he's using one eye, that eye in his that eye that's stitched in, that eye that's stitched in here, the giant bulging eye that's creepy as fuck. I think it's connected to the Jubi, the eye in the one-eyed Jubi thing, because I think that's what he uses to teleport things. Like the very first time Shin Uchiha came and confronted Sasuke, and then he confronted Naruto and he tried to attack Sarada, and Naruto came into the rescue, and then the Jubi thing appeared and told Shin that, oh, he's out of your league, you can't challenge him, you can't handle him right now. So I'm guessing that that's a father speaking through the Jubi thing. And so it's like when they went to attack Sarada at the tower, and Naruto and Choji and Sasuke, when they already met, they used the little Jubi puppy Pokemon to transport them there. I think Shin, the father, his eye is connected to that, and that's what he's trying to do now. I think he's trying to use a time travel dimension, something to. He's saying he'll need replacement organs. Perhaps maybe he wants to use either the girls' organs, or trying to escape, or going on a kamikaze mission and just bring them down along with him. He's like, I may as well take those girls with me, or maybe for hostage situation. So this creepy puppy one-eyed Jubi Pokemon does this whole thing with his eye that's, I guess, is connected to the father Shin's eye, that Naruto notices. Naruto is just like a little ways in front of them, like ahead of them, like the original Naruto, because the clones are like went ahead, but he's just like staying down, like, this doesn't deserve my full attention, this doesn't deserve my participation, my clones can handle this, because all the Shins are all clones too. So Sasuke also senses it, and he goes, Sarada, and I'm guessing Sarada senses it as well, because that girl has a Sharingan now, so obviously, yeah, and she's also, she's their daughter. What would you expect when you put, Sasuke's daughter with Sakura's daughter, and they're two members of the Team 7, like the newest legendary Sanin, like obviously she's going to be badass. So she senses it and says, yeah, I know, and she punches the hell out of that Jubi thing with her left hand. So she punches a face in with her left hand, and the whole attempt of traveling through his eye, Father Shin's eye, was botched, and he realized that he couldn't use it anymore, he couldn't travel it anymore, he could sense it, because I guess it's connected to his eye, then he sensed it, he said, like, it's dead. And I see the the baby Shin noticed, like, his face. It's like, he looks so hopeless, giving up on all sense of escape. You took on people way out of your league, that's why. So a bunch more baby Shins shows up, and Naruto, who's like a bit ahead from the girls, looks back at them. They're coming from the back, and he's like, oh, there are more coming from that way too. And what he says, we should probably withdraw for now. I'm guessing because, well, Sarada and Sakura and Chocho are there. Sakura is injured because I'm guessing those blades that went into her arm, just like it did Sasuke's. It causes something, it fucks people up. Maybe some sort of temporary paralysis or something. Because, or maybe there's poison in it. I'm not sure because, yeah, it fucked them up, both Sakura and Sasuke. So it's not something you take lightly. It's forced to. There's something about it, and so we should probably withdraw for now. Not because, of course, not because they can take them, but because they have to protect Sakura, Sarada, and Chocho. And you know, when you have to protect people, it's harder to go all out. It's harder to blow things up. It's harder to do explosions and kicking all over the place because you have to think about those people that are there and that you're trying to protect from all the backlash. And so Sarada straightens up and Sakura stands up. She stands up and she's still recovering, but she says, "Stand back, Sarada," and she is trying to protect her daughter, but then they're shocked because Sarada doesn't say anything. She just steps up, and one of them throws like a kunai type of giant thing at her, and she just dodges it with her Sharingan activated with the one Tomo, because obviously she can foresee attacks now. And her inner dialogue is going like, "Mom, I'll be the one who protects you. That's the title of the whole chapter. I will protect you. And it all started with, Sakura fighting to protect her family, Sasuke going in and protecting his family, and then now Sarada's turn to protect her family. And it's a great cycle. And they're all shocked, and she comes down to the ground like Shanaro with, Sakura's catchphrase, and it's just, oh my gosh, it's so awesome. Like, she's doing some damage here. Surging emotions, hit them with all you got, Sarada. So yeah, also some people are talking about how she seems a bit overpowered, because this is Sakura's strength. Shippuden's strength here. And she's just, she isn't even a genin yet, and this is in the beginning of Shippuden. I think it's kind of similar to her strength back then, and it's just amazing that she can unlock that early. But she's an Uchiha, and coupled with her Sharingan, and plus her mother must have trained her like under her mother, or maybe she learned it from her mother. She must have inherited her perfect chakra control or something. She must have been training something. So this is her abilities. It's being showcased right now. It's a strong combination, and so we have that's the last page of the chapter, and we have until the next one, and I don't know, the next one will be the 10th chapter, so I guess around 6 more chapters to go. I'm excited to see where they get it, because it looks like this Shin villain is being, wrapped up, starting to get wrapped up now. And like, it's funny though, because everyone last week expected that when Sasuke said, "I'm taking all of you with me," he'd be taking Orochimaru and Suigetsu and Jugo with him, but I guess this is their journey, and it's like, maybe unless Suigetsu, Orochimaru and Jugo didn't have anything better to do, then maybe they would have come along. But they're the ones who came to their hideout and went to ask questions, and it would just be so rude that they dragged them along in this journey. And of course they couldn't leave the kids with Orochimaru, Jugo, and Suigetsu, because why the hell, who could entrust their kids with the creepy Orochimaru? And Suigetsu is more dangerous than he looks. I meant not dangerous physically, because I doubt he would harm the children purposefully, but dangerous in the way that he could do something stupid or accidentally, unintentionally bring them into harm. And then Jugo, who as far as I know before, was a bit unstable, so obviously it's the children of their village, so they took them along to keep them better safe. So that was 709, I Will Protect You, and I'm looking forward to 710, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. That's what I'm thinking how long this is going to go for. And well, Sarada is a badass. Like, people admire her. They said she's definitely her father's daughter. Her personality is so much like Sasuke mixed with Sakura, because she grew up under Sakura. Sakura raised her, and so she's not as socially stunted as Sasuke. She can socialize with people. She's much more open. She's much more straightforward, as much as Sakura is also. She can express her emotions well. And she's just the perfect little child. She was just, yeah, she was raised right, and she takes after her father so much. And she's an awesome female character. She's so badass. And yeah, so those were my thoughts for chapter 709. So this is, once again, this is Ken Bukala, and I will be seeing you next week. Bye,